Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a wonderful Wednesday. Obviously, Bitcoin was up today a little bit. The markets were a little bit mixed on the day. Obviously, we had some bad news come out from Microsoft, Meta, Google. So that obviously hit the market for Nasdaq. And then we'll take a look at obviously what's going on with the markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum as well. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin miners, see how they did. It was a mixed bag today. Half of them were up, half of them were down. But we'll take a look at what's going on there. And then we'll also take a look at Marathon's Q3 result date has been announced. So it's that time again. It's beginning for quarterly reporting season, which is kind of great because we want to see obviously the data and see if they improved on their debt, hosting for some of the companies, things like that. So that's going to be obviously exciting and fun to get into when that does happen. And then since there's not much going on in the news as far as miners, I thought it would be a good time to kind of update you guys on my investments and how it's going in the bear market. So I'll show you guys all that, what I'm invested in, how much I have, and we'll just go through that relatively quickly and call it a day. So that is all I got for you guys. As always, this is not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research, and I'm invested in the following coins and companies, as you guys know. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously, and I thank you for that. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. So here we go. So the S&P 500 was actually down today, 0.74% to 3,830. Dow Jones was actually just up barely, 0.01% to 31,839. And then the Nasdaq obviously tanked today, 2.26% to 11,450. Surprisingly, Bitcoin did not tank. I thought Bitcoin was going to follow suit with Nasdaq, but it didn't. So that is actually good news there. So Bitcoin was up today approximately 3.43%. It closed at 20,775. We're obviously in the new day now, just turned in the last 4 minutes. And we are up a little bit on the new day as well, 0.02%. So that's good. Now we're looking at the daily chart here on Bitcoin right now. We are still seeing the same thing that I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. We need to see a reversal happen here as far as being more bullish than bearish, because right now you can see RSI is at 65. Prior to that, RSI was a little bit lower at 61, but the price was quite a bit higher, about 2,000 higher than where it is right now. So that's still leading to me believe that we are still in a little bit of a bear case, at least for the time being. We need to see that obviously reverse on us. The only good thing that we have right now is on the 4-hour chart. We can see the RSI has gone way up into 77, so we're looking a little bit overbought right now, but it's also higher in price than it was back here and here. So we're still looking good this way. At least short term, we're looking a little bit bullish. Long term, a little bit bearish. Look at the 1-hour chart really quick as well. We can see the same thing. The good thing is RSI has been coming down from when it peaked right here. This was yesterday at approximately 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And RSI has been coming down while the price has been going up. So that is a good sign there. So we'll take it. And the same thing has been going on with Ethereum as well. Ethereum is up today as well. Let's take a look at it on the daily. It was up quite nicely today, 7.26% on the day, closed at 1,566. It is at 1,568 right now, so up a little bit, 0.16% on the new day. So that is all good news. And let's take a look at the miners here really quick as well. Annie was up 4.31% to 46, almost 47 cents. Argo was up 38.24% again to 24 cents. And I think it's just, like I said yesterday, I believe that it just dropped way too much based on the dilution that they're having, the share, not the shareholder, but they do have somebody that's investing quite a bit of money into them. And that obviously did not go well with the investors, and I think they oversold it possibly. And now it's kind of bouncing back off of that. We see obviously that they had two good days here as well. They were up 26% yesterday. They are up obviously 38% today. So Argo is kind of bouncing back up a little bit. BitDigital was down 1.75% to $1.12 today. Bitfarms was down 3.64% to $1.06. Obviously, a lot of these miners had a great day yesterday, so it might be obviously shareholders taking a little bit of a profit. Traders basically. CleanSpark continued its nice little rally here, up 6.94%. It was up a little bit higher than that during the day, but it came back down a little bit, so it's at $3.70. Cores was down 6.48% to $1.01. DigiHost was up 4.55% to 68, almost 69 cents. DMG was down, it was up 0.98% to 19 cents. Greenidge was down 7.89% to $1.05. Hive was down 4.27 to $3.36. Hot was down as well, 2.59% to $2.26. Irish Energy was up 6.34% to $3.61. Luxfolio was up nicely today, 22.44%. Obviously, it was down quite a bit yesterday, so there was kind of a little bit of a bounce here. Marathon was down 6.57% to $13.79. Mawson was up 4.55% to 46 cents. Riot was up 0.71% to $7.06. And Soluna was down 14.39% to $1.19. And Stronghold was down 1.1% to 93 cents. So there's all the miners there. And let's take a look at the Bitcoin Network hash rate right now. Let's get an updated chart, see where we're heading with it. We are heading down a little bit to 259 million from our peak here at 266 million. So obviously some miners are shutting down possibly, depending on the electrical prices that they're having. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens there, see if this continues a trend going down. If that's a trend that continues going down, might be not a good sign for the miners. But we'll have to see, obviously, if it's the miners that we cover or not. Okay. Next, let's get into our next story here. So Marathon has provided their third quarter financial results date. They're going to release them. Here's the interesting part of it. So they will hold a webcast and conference call on Tuesday, November 8th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time to discuss its financial results for the third quarter ended September 30th, 2022. Financial results will be published in a press release prior to the call and available on investor relations sections of the company's website. So we're getting close to obviously that time again where the miners start providing their quarterly results. One of the things that we want to look at obviously is debt. We know that Marathon has a lot of debt. Well, we want to see how they paid it off or if that debt actually increased. So we'll take a look at that. How much revenue they made as far as operations concerned, what's going on there. So there's a bunch of things that we want to look at to see what's going on with the company, not only with Marathon, but also with Coors. Coors has a huge amount of debt. And then to see if they're actually improving on their hosting. That's one of the big things that I'm looking for in Coors. And I'm sure most of you guys are as well. So that is the only news that we really have here. And let's take a look at what I'm invested in and how much and how I've been investing into it. So some of these I started investing within the last year. Some of them I've had for a little bit longer. I have a pretty mixed bag. I'm pretty heavy in basically Bitcoin, crypto, tech space, and things like that. Let me zoom this in for you guys a little bit so you can see better. Okay, there we go. So I started getting into Rivian when it IPO'd, which was a big mistake, lesson learned. I really do love the vehicles that they're making. I think they're making a great product, and I think they're going to grow quite nicely. But so this is why I kind of invested this for a long term. I'm looking at a 5 to 10 year time frame for them. I want to pick up shares while I can, while they're pretty down low in price. And my initial goal was to get to 100 shares. Obviously, with the price coming back down, I started buying even more. So my next goal is to get to 500 shares of Rivian, which I currently have only 260 shares. And after that, if I can, I want to get to 1,000 shares. You know, you've always heard these stories of people saying, had you bought 1,000 shares in Disney and Apple and Google and Microsoft, all those. Well, this is kind of one of my things is get 1,000 shares of, possibly the next great company. So we'll see how this is going to play out. I'm either going to be losing a lot of money or I'm going to be making a lot of money. So we'll see. But this is a long-term play on that one. So my average price on Rivian is $44.75. And we'll take a look at it here. So I started buying it when it IPO'd. Let me zoom this in for you guys as well. 200%. So I bought 4 shares at 126. Kept buying some more shares, 4 at 120, 4 at 108, 5 at 102, 5 at 96, 6 at 94, 7 at 92. So you're seeing a trend here as the shares keep coming down lower. I keep buying more shares, which is great. 5 at 86, 7 at 75, 7 at 67, 11 at 55, 11 at 45, 14 at 44, 10 at 37, 23 at 21, 26 at 31, 51 at 28, 50 at 26, 10 at 38. Then I was looking to possibly buy some more at 33.62. Didn't have the cash to do it, unfortunately, so I couldn't pull the trigger on it. Have to wait to scramble a little bit more cash before I can do it. So total shares, it should be 260 of those. Total cost is $11,635. And then my average cost per share is $44.75. So that's Rivian on that one. And I am down right now 23% on it. So Had I not dollar cost averaged, and I'm a big proponent of dollar cost averaging, especially in the companies that you believe in, have high conviction on them, especially in a bear market. I think that is the best thing to do is dollar cost average, but that's just my opinion. You guys obviously have to do what you feel is right for you and obviously do your own research. Current, so buy-in value was 11,600 roughly. Current value 8,900. I'm down to 0.6 thousand on it. It is about 11% of my portfolio right now, and that includes everything here with crypto and stocks basically. Hive. So Hive, I got into Hive back in 2017. I don't have the breakdowns of that one. I haven't bought any shares after they started going back up, and this is accounted for their 5-to-1 reverse split that they did. So my lowest, I was able to get in at like 8 cents at that time. I think my average was around 8 cents, something like that. So I'm up quite nicely on that one, still 740%. It was up much higher. I was up almost I think 60,000 on it at one point. I didn't sell. I thought it was going to go up higher, and then the markets kept going down and down. Lesson learned again on this one. I've learned to be greedy when others are fearful. I need to learn to be fearful when others are greedy. So that is something that I'm working on personally, that I need to really, just when I'm up huge, I need to sell. So I'm still up about 8,000 on it, and I'm going to hold on to that one until the next bull run happens in Bitcoin. At that point, I think it will obviously 5x, 10x possibly, maybe even 15 to 20x. We'll have to see where it goes. But that's kind of one that I've had for a while here, and I'm just going to hold on to it. My price is really low, so I'm not dollar cost averaging into it right now, especially since it's at $3.36. So it doesn't make any sense for me to do that. Bitfarms, I started getting into them this year. I have 4,100 shares, bought in price at average of $1.69. Current price is $1.06. I'm down 37% on that one. So Bitfarms, here's how I started buying into them. And I got in at a much higher price, obviously about 100 shares at $4.86, 100 shares at $4.45. And you can see here I've been kind of following it as it has been going down. So 100 shares at $3.15, 150 shares at $3.45, 35 at $3.23. It's kind of like I had something left over after buying, I think, CleanSpark. I still had some cash there, so I plowed it into here. 160 shares at $3, 100 shares at $2.84, 100 at $2.35, 7 at $2.02, 148 $1.86, 750 at $1.35, 250 at $1.10, 250 at $1.17, 400 at $1.45. I got a little tricked here. I thought this was right around, when was this? Around August, I believe. I thought prices of the miners and Bitcoin was going up. It went up obviously to like 25,000 for Bitcoin, but then it started falling down. So I started buying some more. So I thought we were going to be going up, so I bought a little bit more. So I bought a little higher price. Then I continued dollar cost averaging in here to 140 shares at $1.25, 275 at $1.19, 35 at $1.04, and 1,000 at $1.02. So I went in kind of heavy here at $1, and then I'll probably do a little bit more since I'm down quite a bit still on it. Let's go back to it here. So Bitfarms, obviously I'm down 37% on it right now. I'm going to dollar cost average down to it some more to where I'm below 20%. I'd like to be between 10 and 20% down on it. I think I would be happy with that. Then I would just possibly dollar cost averaging a little bit more after that. But there's also other companies I want to get into. Another one I want to get into a little bit is Iris Energy as well. So once I get these, I'm happy with CleanSpark now being under 10%. Bitfarms want to get closer to that as well. If I get that one, I'll start nibbling on probably Iris Energy. But my buy value is about 7,000, 6.9 thousand here. Current value is 4.3 thousand. I'm down 2.5 thousand, and that's 5% of my total portfolio here. Next is CleanSpark. CleanSpark started getting into them again this year as well. I have 2,275 shares of those, bought in price at $4.07. Current price is $3.70, so I'm down 9.17% on that. And that is valued at $9,267 buying value. Current value $8,417, so I'm only down $850. So that's not too bad, and that is 10% of my portfolio right there. So if we look at CleanSpark I've been buying in as well as best I could. I bought in pretty high. I bought in 50 shares at $9.40 or $9.04. Then I bought again when it went down quite a bit. Excuse me. To $5.83, bought 50, 30 at $6.89, 50 at $5.86, 70 at $5.79, 8 at $5.59, 222 at $4.45, 100 at $3.98, 220 at $6.25, And this is again where I got tricked a little bit. This was right around that August time period. I thought things were going back up, so I'm like, I wanted more shares, and I bought some more, but I bought them a little bit higher. And then it obviously continued falling down, so I dollar cost averaged in some more here. 200 at 414, 100 at 375, 200 at 337, 300 at 319, 300 at $3.04, and then 375 shares at 284. So total cost was 9.2 thousand, and I am down on that just a little bit on it right now. So that's not too bad. Next, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I started getting into it in 2017 as well. My average on that is about 4,500 on it. Some of it is mine. Some of it is also just bought in when it was still pretty cheap at 2017. So haven't really bought any more of it. I may buy a little bit more into it to get to basically have a nice round 2 Bitcoins if possible. Obviously, that is now valued at, Bitcoin's at 20,777 roughly. So that is valued at 8.4 is my buying value. Current value on that is 38,000. So I'm up 361% on it right now. I was up on it way more, obviously, when Bitcoin was at 69,000. I don't like to sell for some reason. I am just concerned that if I sell, Bitcoin's going to continue going up higher. So I'm just going to hold this until it reaches $1 million, and then at that point, I'm going to retire and call it a day. So that might not be for another 10 years. So that's kind of my retirement anyways plan. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that one. And that is up 30,000 for me. So that one is huge as far as my portfolio is. It's 47% of my portfolio right now. Doge, I got into it at 3 cents. It was one of those things where it's like I had a little bit of cash on me, put it in there, and I just held on to it. Should have sold that one when that one was 71 cents. That one was doing really well. Cardano, got a little bit of that one as well. 4,000 shares of that roughly, or coins. My buying price was a lot higher at $2.22. It is now at 40 cents roughly. I'm down 81% on that one. That one might be a total loss for me. It was basically almost $9,000. It's only valued at 1,600. So I'm down 7,000 on that one. We'll see if in the next bull run, if it gets close to my buy-in price. And depending in which part of the bull run, whether it's the beginning or towards the end, I may just sell this and recoup the money and put it into something else here. I do like what Cardano is doing and everything else. I just don't know how high it can go. If it goes above that and, things are going well with the bull run, if it gets to like $5, $10, something like that, I'll sell it then, but I don't know if it's going to do that, but we'll see. Hedera Hashgraph is also one of those projects that I kind of like, that I got into it, bought 5,000 shares of that. My buying price was 37 cents roughly. It's now at 6 cents, so I'm down 83% on that one. That was basically 2,000 into that one, and I'm down $323, or it's now valued at $323. I'm down 1,685, and that is only 0.4% of my portfolio here. And then Ethereum, same thing. I got into it back in 2017. From that, we also got a little bit from the mining, not much. And I just kind of left it as it is. I figure it goes up to $10,000. Great. I'll sell it at that point. But it's just kind of one of those things, like a savings account. I'm just going to hold on to it. For the long term, I'm up 524% on it right now, so that's not too bad. It's basically valued at 5,348, and that's 6.58% of my portfolio right there. So in total, my whole portfolio is right now currently valued at 81,000, and buying value was 49,000. So I'm up 32,000. Yeah, I'm up 32,000 on it right now. So it's still not bad. It has been obviously much better, but I'm hoping that will obviously improve in the next bull run. And then this over here is through the company that I work. This is my profit sharing plan, 401k, whatever you want to call it. I started getting into this in 2016 is where I started, and I had about 5,000 annually into it right now. So that has grown quite nicely for me. It obviously has been a lot better. It was last year was around 300,000 in value. It is now 188,000 only. So that's obviously taken a 30% beating, a little bit more than 30%, which isn't good, but obviously the market is down as well. So that's to be expected. And this is also kind of my retirement plan for when I retire. So that is it. Yeah. That is it on my portfolio here. I know I'm tech heavy and crypto heavy, but I'm still young. If I lose it, I can make it up so it's not a big deal there. And sometimes you got to go with a little bit of more of a oomph to get a good return on it. Let's zoom this out just a little bit here, and then here's some projections. If it goes basically 10x on all of these, I'll have maybe around 308,000, 20x, 617,000 if that happens. And then on the rest of these coins here, we're looking at 10x would be 504,000 and 20x would be 1 million basically. So that would be, if everything goes 20x, I'd be up 1.6 million roughly on buying value of basically 20,000. Not too bad. We'll see if we get there. We'll see if I have the courage to sell when things are up instead of worrying that it's going to go up even more. I think I just have to bite the bullet, as they say, and sell when I'm up quite nicely. So let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, it's not ideal. It's not very diversified, as I guess you could say. But it is kind of what I'm doing. Obviously, you guys have to do what you have to do. You have to do your own research and do what's comfortable with you guys on that one. But we'll see how this turns out in the year. All right? That is it. Oh, one final thing here is I wanted to say thank you very much to everyone that has subscribed since like this weekend. It's been crazy. I was surprised. The video that I put out, I think this was out on Monday, has gotten 2,400 views on it. I couldn't be more surprised by this. I thought the video was going to only get maybe 300 views, 400 views. I didn't think it was going to get anywhere near this. Plus, we got an additional 33 subscribers. So welcome aboard to everybody that had subscribed. I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. And, you know, I love this type of content. I love the miners, everything that's involved with them, the ASIC miners, talking about those, talking about also possible scams like we covered last year with new miners and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And thanks again for, coming on here, subscribing. It means the world to me, and commenting on the video. So I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys there. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.